So what we're doing today is not necessarily just looking at the specifications and what each of the cameras actually have to offer. What I'm doing is taking a bit of a look at what each camera had to offer for me specifically and for my use case. And if that resonates with you, great. So the first of the things that we're taking a look at now is all of the specifications on the GoPro Black, and it goes up to 5.3K, which I never did use, but it also has 4K video as well, which I used a lot. It also has something called Hyper Smooth, which smooths it out when you are bouncing or walking along with the thing, and that's a stabilization for video, which is great. And this unit as well is waterproof, which is a pretty large point of difference to the DJI Osmo 3. Also, a pretty large point of difference between the two is you've got a 24.7 megapixel still available from the GoPro, and with slow motion as well, you only have 60 frames per second in 4K and 240 frames per second in 1080p. Next, moving on to the DJI Osmo 3, it has a 1-inch CMOS sensor, which is a little bit different to the GoPro. The format equivalent for it is a 20mm lens, and it has a aperture of around about f2. And you'll see in a little while when we take a look at the footage from it, you actually have a really shallow depth of field, which was going to be handy for me. Now this is 4K as well, and because of the 1-inch CMOS sensor, the focus is a little bit different, and the clarity for me seems a little bit different as well. And you also have a vertical mode, which you do for both cameras, and that's 3K. And the Osmo 3 also takes single shot photos, and they're approximately 9.4 megapixels. And a pretty big point of difference with this as well is that it has 4K, 16:9, 3840 by 2160 at 120 frames per second for slow motion. So it's quite good for slow motion use. And the other thing which you can see, which is pretty damn obvious as well, is that it has a gimbal on the top which moves, and that was something which I really was after for my personal use case, and we'll discuss why in a little while. So let's have a bit of a look right now at what each of these two units actually looks like. And you can take a look at the picture and the audio from both the units as well. So with the Hero 12, I actually have the media mod, which is a little separate case that it comes in, which has its own microphone. And with the DJI Osmo 3, I also got the media pack, which has its own little clip-on microphone as well. And I've done audio with the Osmo 3 with the standard audio from the camera itself and with the microphone. So let's take a look at that right now. Alright, and in a similar position, this is what the standard microphone on the Osmo is like, and also what the zoom is like as well. It's around about what the same field of view is on the GoPro, and I guess you can compare the audio for yourself. However, the audio we took on the GoPro was from the media mod itself, but we'll take a listen in just a second to the Osmo microphone by itself. And in the same spot, this is what the zoom and the audio on the media mod actually is like. So it's a bit of an unfair comparison to the first shot from the Osmo, but we just wanted to get on the first shot of the Osmo what the audio is like really, and what the basic zoom looks like as well. And this is what we sound like with the media mod microphone on the Osmo 3. It's quite a bit different, I would say, just compared to what the front facing microphone is, but I'll leave it up to you to decide the difference between the two. Either way, they both sound pretty good. So it wasn't really a major deciding factor between the two units for me. However, now that I've got home and taken a listen to the audio from the Osmo itself compared to the GoPro, which has the media mod mic. I can hear that the audio from the Osmo unit itself is actually better and doesn't pick as much high end up as the GoPro microphone does. So that was actually a bit of a happy coincidence that the audio seems to be a little bit better, and you can hear with the mod mic, which is on my lapel in the second shot from the Osmo, that it is clearly better than the GoPro. Anybody who's owned a GoPro before will probably understand what I'm talking about when I talk about a couple of the pain points with it. There's a couple of points that I have always overlooked because I was really happy with the video that it was providing and the picture that I was getting from it. And those two particular things are, firstly, the unit itself bricks every now and again, and the screen freezes and you have to pull the battery out. And if you've got the unit itself in the media case, it's a pain in the butt because you've got to stop and unclip the media case, then pull the camera out, then pull the battery out every single time it bricks. And that's something that anybody who's ever owned a GoPro will understand, but it's something that I've always put up with because I was happy until now with the picture and everything else that that unit provided. And that's something that I won't actually have to have happen anymore with the Osmo. The second pain point that the GoPro has always had as well is when you get the unit home to upload footage or plug the GoPro into the computer itself, it only recognizes basically when you first set the unit up. Now, both of these units actually have their own apps, as you'll see here on screen, and you can sync those up to both of the apps. However, what I want to do when I get home from filming is upload the footage to my computer, and when I plug the GoPro in, it would never actually synchronize. So I would have to, every time I got home, take the GoPro out of the mod case, then eject the SD card and put it into an SD reader, then upload the footage from there, rather than just plugging it in via a USB-C cable, which you can do with the Osmo, and it works every single time. And that's something that we are now not going to have any problem with. So this is both the units with what is essentially the battery base and tripod attached. With the Osmo 3, one of the reasons why I did want to switch over was that there is a smaller base which clips on, very similar to what this does, just like that. There's a little push button there that releases that. And this unit here is actually a battery, so it charges the base itself, and you can actually connect via USB on the back here to your external microphone, which is the DJI mic, which is here, which automatically synchronizes with the unit when you turn it on, which is pretty handy. And you can just connect it via USB to USB and charge the microphone as well. Whereas with the GoPro, one of the limitations I've found and that I've had is that this media mod, which the camera fits into, is handy in that it's got a really great shotgun mic, but if you're a far distance away, you're not going to be able to hear the audio very well. And speaking of the audio as well, one of the really great things that the Pocket 3 actually has is that you can choose to record the audio on the Pocket 3 itself. You've got 3 different microphones that actually live in here. There's one here on the side, there's one on the back there, so if you're in front of the camera speaking to camera, you can turn that on separately. There's another one on the side here as well, so there's one on the left and the right and the rear. So those are actually really quite handy as well. But the big thing for me with the DJI was that in the media kit it comes with the wireless microphone, which is here, and it also comes with a little magnet, so you can just put the magnet on under your shirt and just clip the mic on, which is pretty cool. So So that was one of the other sort of reasons why I wanted to swap over, was the microphone, in that, yes, this does have, you know, mics on the front, which are quite handy, and also mics on the back, but the mic setup on this is actually a lot better, and you can actually choose in the camera itself to record the mic through one or all of the microphones on the unit itself and this at the same time, and you can have the separate file gets imported. When you import the video file to your computer, there's a separate audio file which will be recorded on the device itself, and if you've got this microphone external on, it will be the audio for this. But if this fails or you drop it or whatever, you've actually got a backup file that's stored with the video file itself, which is really, really handy. It's something I'll just be turning on, and I probably won't actually remember that it's there until I need it, but that's the way these things are generally. You know, you have them there as backups, and until you actually need them, then you go, God, I'm glad I've got that. The other thing in terms of the battery, which has kind of annoyed me about this thing, is that if you do want to charge up the GoPro itself, you've got to have this thing here plugged into the back of the GoPro, and it's just a bit ugly looking, to be honest. Big cables kind of hanging everywhere, and while this handle is really fantastic and it's great for vlogging and all the rest of it, and it's great that it's got a mode button on it and you can, you know, start recording and whatnot from it, while that's all very handy at times, the overall downside with, you know, charging from this while on the go is that it's ugly and it's all in your road, and it's a bit of a pain in the butt. Moving now on to a few of the features that I'm really enjoying about the new Osmo. The first of which is that you can just flick the screen to turn it on. That's something that's going to be really helpful and make the camera a lot easier to use. The second of which you'll see here, which is going to be the spin shot, which I think I'll get some good use out of in the future as well. The next thing that I'm really liking about the new Osmo, and that's one of the big two things that got me to change over to it, was, as you'll see here, the dynamic framing. And that is where you can actually choose to have your face at a particular point on the screen. As you can see here, I'm adjusting it, which we'll take a look at just here. So what I've done now is set myself in a particular part of the screen, which if I happen to be moving my arm around in any particular way, or if I really want to show you what's going on here in where I'm walking, the camera will keep focus on me with the gimbal, which is supremely helpful. So I don't have to worry so much about what my arms are doing when I'm walking along. The camera keeps focus on me by virtue of where the gimbal is. And you can set this up so it just does face detect in general, or you can set it up where it does face detect and it puts your face in a particular part of the screen, which we saw when we were selecting the markers on the screen just a moment ago. And one of the really great things about this gimbal is that regardless of the focus mode that I'm in, I don't have it on a mode where I'm in a particular part of the screen right now, but you can set it up like that. But one of the great things is that if I happen to have the camera held up here, I don't have to crane my arm ridiculously for the camera to actually follow me with the gimbal. I can set the gimbal up to the point where it follows me, so I can have the camera held a little bit down low there, which means that I don't have to focus so much on what my arm is doing. I can just concentrate on what I'm doing and walking along, which is very helpful. And we come now to the number one reason for me changing over to the DJI Osmo 3 Pocket instead of the GoPro, and that is for single shots here that I'm doing. When I'm out by myself, I'm always filming myself. And what I'm actually going to be able to do now with the Osmo is, because of the gimbal, I'll have the versatility to be able to set it up on its little tripod, and I can have a shot where the camera follows me, so it looks like I've got my own cameraman, which is a really big plus for me, and for the way I film things, it's going to be exceptionally helpful. Alright, well, I hope that's been of some interest and some help to you. If it resonates, great. Thanks very much for watching the channel, and we'll see you next time we get 4 wheels on the road.